Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Edge of Spider-Verse number 4. It's an issue that came out this week. This one involves 4 characters: SpiderHam, Sunspider, SpiderMobile, and Spinstress. Now I'm going to outright be talking about the comic, so I'm going to be spoiling it, just as a heads up. If you haven't read it and you plan on doing that before you want to listen to anyone talk about it with spoilers, then probably do so right now, but otherwise, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so with this one, I'm only going to be talking about the stories that I actually liked, so that's basically half the book. And with the rest, I'll just talk about a little bit over what the comic was about. But the first story that I liked involved SpiderHam. So if you watch the Spider-Verse movie with Miles, then you'd be familiar with this character. But in this book, it's being portrayed as like a dark, greedy version of him. So he's out there fighting crime, and then all of a sudden you get this random character that comes in and gets introduced. Who's this character? Well, it's Pete Spider-Man. One page contains a pretty good amount of information over what the character is, and it's very easy to just say that it's just a ridiculous version of Spider-Man. The story is titled SpiderHam, but this is really introducing Pete Spider-Man. So SpiderHam is pretty frustrated over how ridiculous he sounds and that he shouldn't have the mantle of Spider-Man until this event that happens directly afterwards, where there's this building on fire and there's this girl inside that Pete Spider-Man ends up saving. As there's fire happening all around them, in order to calm the person down, he cracks a joke. And so Spider-Ham sees this, and that's when he realizes that, he was able to crack jokes under immense pressure. So this was sort of like a awakening for SpiderHam in a way, and he got to apologize to Pete Spider-Man over what he said previously. So it gave SpiderHam inspiration to continue doing what he was doing, but without being too dark and greedy. And as he's swinging through the city, we get a wasp that surprise attacks him and turns him evil. And that's something that happened to Spider-Man Noir, and I think it was the first issue, in his story, where he turned evil because of a wasp. That was actually a pretty good story. I like the one with Spider-Ham in it. The next one that I was looking forward to involves the SpiderMobile. So just by looking at the cover, I assumed that it was going to be a story all about a sentient SpiderMobile. And yeah, this is exactly what the story is about. It takes place in a universe similar to Cars. Instead of people, it's just cars. So you got Peter Parker, who in this universe is actually just called Peter Parked Car. It sounds so ridiculous. Like, they acknowledged how ridiculous the concept was and just went with it. And that's what makes this story pretty just fun to read. So, everyone in town is obsessed with this great driver being that's supposed to be the humanoid or a person that just shows up to drive them. So, it's like their universe's version of Jesus, I want to say. And then when they finally reveal him, he just looks like a crosswalk looking person. But they're all thinking this is going to be the guy that's going to show up and drive all of us. Which is a funny concept to think about. But Peter's spider senses tingle. So he goes into an alley and transforms into the SpiderMobile. And this is where we get that spider action. So as everyone is handing their oil reserves over to this great driver, and all of a sudden the SpiderMobile is just driving down the wall and shines a bright light onto him. Because he knows that this is all a trick, of course, so he shines a bright light, revealing to everyone that this is actually this world's version of Mysterio. And they call him Mr. Rio Speed Buggy. And it's so cartoony and ridiculous. It's really fun to read. And then the SpiderMobile leaves the scene after getting their Mysterio character arrested. And he goes to the top of the building where Spider UK's hanging out, trying to convince him to go into the Spider-Verse because apparently they need him. And he just goes, "Oh yeah, sure, let's go." Overall, it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see how they incorporate that freaking car character into the future stories. And then the next story I want to talk about is all about the Spider Spinstress. So this is a character, it's a spider version of combination of every Disney princess movie. Imagine all of those worlds combined, but the Disney princess herself is just another one. It's just another spider character. And it's a pretty cool concept. I liked it. But it's not a story I would read again. But it's a really cool first time read, so it definitely has its fun factor there. And then we get introduced to the Sun Spider. This story basically advocates for more handicap accessibility, but the story itself is kind of bad, to be honest. There's moments where the alter ego of Sun Spider, whatever her name is, I didn't even bother remembering, to be honest, but there's moments where she's like abnormally pissed off at people for ignoring her or seeing right through her or not thinking about her because she's handicapped, of course. She's in a wheelchair. But there's a part in the very beginning where her friends are helping her go up the stairs, which seems like a very thoughtful thing to me, of course. But then, in that very same moment, she talks about how she appreciates it, but if she ever needs help, she would ask for it. And I feel like that sounds like very conflicting things to me. You want the help. You want people to acknowledge you and pay attention to you. But then again, you also get mad because they helped you out when you didn't ask for it. Like, what the hell? We can't read your minds, bro. The hell? Nah, this story's stupid. It's a cool concept having a superhero have a disability, of course. Like Daredevil, for example. He's a really cool character. Very well developed, but he's been around for freaking eons. But anyways, there's, potential for a really good character being developed here, but how they're introducing this character right now, she just comes off as being very contradicting. But anyways, this advocates for more handicap accessibility. So, be aware if you're a contractor, make ramps, bro. But yeah, anyways, that's Edge of Spider-Verse number 4. If you enjoyed listening to me talk about it, make sure to hit that like button. And I'm probably going to continue talking about the series and anything else Spider-Man, so make sure to follow if you enjoyed listening to me talk about this nerdy crap. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.